This is Stimulus Plus, and my name is Dr. Pia Doro. I'm a dentist who's been in private practice here in Manhattan for 15 years. For over 13 years, I have been on the show giving you, the viewers, reasons why you should go back to the dentist. But tonight, I decided I'm going to give you reasons how to avoid the dentist, or how to make your dental visits a little more pleasant experiences. Tonight, I have some good news for people with teeth. I'm going to give you alternatives or choices you can make in your lifestyle just to make your teeth a little bit healthier. This is live from New York. It's Saturday night. It's 7 p.m. In a little while, I'm going to put the phone number up, and you can call here into the studio, and we can talk about your teeth and some good news tonight. Okay, let me give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Now, you know that as dentists, we've always said after every meal you should brush your teeth. But as you also know, who the hell can go to the bathroom and brush their teeth after every meal? Well, the good news is we found an alternative after meals to brushing your teeth, and that is chewing gum. They found out, dental research, that if you chew gum 1 minute after you eat, no matter what you put in your mouth, you chew exactly for 10 minutes, all the acids in your mouth is neutralized, therefore cutting down on bad breath, cavities, gum disease, and other dental problems. They also just found out that you can use sugar. This is sugarless gum, but if you use sugar gum, you chew it for 20 minutes and you get the same result. New on the market are those people who have low saliva flowing. That's due to drugs or diseases. It's called xerostomia. And for those patients, we have a type of gum that you can choose. It's made by Biotin, and this is specifically made for people who have low flow of saliva. So again, if you don't want to get to the toothbrush and you want to brush your teeth, pick up a piece of gum. Also, for children, sometimes you don't want to give children gums because they tend to take that gum and leave it on the floor where you can step on. So instead, you should give your kids something like a blow pop. This way they can get their sugar fill in, and what's nice about these, you know, we say don't have sugar, but kids want these suckers. So you give them one of these, it tastes good, and in the middle is a piece of gum. So then the kids, they don't have to worry about brushing their teeth after they have the lollipop, and you don't have to worry about going to the dentist and have them talk about cavities they have to fill. Okay? Now don't forget, this is a live show. The number is 247-8090. So call in if you have any questions. Okay. Now another thing is, moms usually, want to have healthy food for their kids. So when they go to the supermarket, they said, I want natural foods. So the most popular foods these days were something called fruit roll-ups or fruit leathers. And they're, say, natural, and they're loaded with their natural, this one is apple, and this one is grape. And they think, gee, my kid's getting a healthy snack. That and raisins are the worst possible things you can give your kids in terms of gum disease and dental disease and cavities. Because they found out that eating just a piece of this fruit roll-up is like eating 10 tablespoons of pure sugar. So why is it so terrible? It's because this stuff clings to the teeth, and it takes the child quite a while to eliminate it from their mouth. So if you're going to give your kids these quote-unquote healthy snacks like fruit roll-ups or raisins, be sure to give them a piece of gum afterwards, or better yet, let them brush their teeth. But be aware, Mom, that these might be healthy for their tummies, but it's not healthy for their teeth. Okay, another alternative. Sometimes dentists used to say, don't eat sugars when you snack. They said, instead, you should eat things like crackers. Well, we just found out that we gave you the wrong advice all these years. Things like crackers and potato chips or any kind of snacks like that, we found out there's an enzyme in your saliva that breaks the sugar down to a terrible sugar that eats away at your teeth. And what is better for you to eat, believe it or not, you're not going to believe this, a piece of chocolate. Where's my chocolate? Oh dear, here it is. This is much more healthy for your teeth, believe it or not, just pure chocolate. Because they found out there's something in chocolate called tannin, which does help fight gum disease, plaque, and tooth decay, plus the chocolate clears from your teeth easier. So if you're going to make a choice, choose a chocolate bar, and that way you don't have to run to the bathroom to get that toothbrush. Oh, we have a phone call? Hi, do you have a question?
Oh, hi, Dr. Doro.
Hi.
Hi. My dentist says that he can tell that I don't need to have x-rays just by looking at my teeth when he examines them. Does that sound reasonable to you?
No, no, no. Thank you for your question. We're always arguing with patients that they need to have x-rays. And the reason why is because most of dental decay occurs in between the teeth, and most pathology occurs under the gum line in the bone, and we can't see that. And there's a lot of benign diseases that don't show any symptoms until it's too late that we can detect. Even things like osteoporosis we can detect by taking an x-ray. And remember, when we take x-rays, we make sure to cover you with a lead shield so you don't get exposed to excess radiation. We also use extremely fast film. And in many, many, many offices, we take what we call duplicate films, which cost us a little bit more. But if you're going to have an insurance claim, we can always send a set to the insurance company and not worry about it being lost in the mail, because we do have an original set back at the office. So it's a very good question. We really depend on those x-rays. But if you're a flosser, and once you get the full set, what I do in my office, we take a full set once every 10 years. If the patient is a good dental patient, they come in for their checkups. We know what their mouth is like, and especially if they floss. So you can avoid x-rays if you're that kind of patient. Thank you for a question. We have another phone call. Hi, do you have a question?
Yeah, hi. I recently had a rather deep filling, and now it's really sensitive to cold and heat. What can I do about that?
Did your dentist warn you about that?
No, he didn't. It almost turned out to be a root canal, but he turned out...
Oh, you lucked out then.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. What happens is, thank you for your question. What happens is silver is a metal. And what happens when silver or metals touch cold or hot? The hot and the cold is automatically transferred right through the metal. So as the metal heats up, unfortunately, it's also heating up the tooth or cooling down the tooth. And that sensation is actually helping the tooth repair itself. So if you can tolerate this for another month or two, you'll see it eventually will fade away, your tooth will get used to it, and you will get used to that filling. But the dentist was smart. He probably put a lining underneath, and he will save you from root canal. Thank you for your question. We have another question? Hi, do you have a question?
Yes, hi. Can you tell me what can be done to, I guess, cosmetically whiten teeth, and what generally the cost is?
Okay, thank you for your question. The old-fashioned way, the way my dad used to do it on me, was very painful, caustic, and not dependable at all in terms of results. So what we do now, we do something called bleaching. And unfortunately, it's something you guys got to do at home. We don't do it in our office anymore. And I'll give you a general example of what it looks like. Let's see if I can find a quick one here. Okay, this woman came to me for a different reason. She came for me to replace this bridge on top that had worn down over the years. And I said, gee, you know, look at your bottom teeth. They've really gotten darkened from age. If you pull the camera back, what we did was we bleached her bottom teeth, and you can see the new color her teeth are. We took that color and we laminated her bridge. Okay, so it gives you the teeth, the color of the teeth you had when you were a child. It doesn't make the teeth any whiter than what's genetically naturally for you. And the way we do it is we take an impression of your mouth, we take a piece of plastic, and we melt it on top of your mold, and we have what we call a tray. And into this tray, you fill, every hour or two, you fill it with a solution. In this case, this is White and Bright. You fill it with this solution, you put it back into your mouth, and you wear it. And it's a slow, slow, slow acting bleach. But that's what makes it safe. So slowly, what it does, it takes all those stains that you had on your teeth just from living, like tea and coffee. Okay, speaking of tea and coffee is very good for your teeth. Might not be good for your mental ability if you have too much caffeine in it. But what's so nice about tea and coffee and beer is that it has natural tannin in it. And again, hot chocolate also has the same. Tannin is something that's very, very good for clearing the bacteria away from your teeth. The fact that it's warm, it melts off sugars that you might have in your teeth. So that cup of coffee or tea after your meal is a very good idea because, again, you don't have to run to the bathroom to brush your teeth to avoid bad breath and tooth decay. We have another question? Hi, do you have a question?
Yes. I'm 25, and I guess like the past 10 years, I've had a problem with eating things that are too hot or too cold.
Right.
And I was just wondering if maybe maybe a sign that I'm going to lose my teeth at a young age?
No, that just means you're getting older. Sorry.
But I mean, like, even for the past 10 years.
Did you ask your dentist about this?
Yeah, but they never give me a good answer.
Did he recommend you changing to this toothpaste called Sensodyne? Or it sounds like you have sensitive teeth.
Yeah, I do have sensitive teeth.
Okay, there's many solutions for that. Thank you for your question. On the market, you'll see there's a lot of sensitive teeth toothpaste. This particular one is the original brand. It's called Sensodyne. And what I recommend, and what my father recommended, rather than brush with it, to make the desensitivity work even faster, is you leave this by your bed, and just before you go to bed, you take a bunch of this toothpaste and literally burnish into the areas of the teeth that are sensitive. And it actually insulates the teeth from the outside world. And what sensitive teeth are, and you know what I'm talking about out there, I can show you a graphic picture of it. Sensitive teeth usually happen with age or brushing your teeth a little bit too hard. I call it tooth abuse, because in their zeal to brush their teeth, what the patients do, as you can see in this top photograph, he literally, his teeth are really clean, but he literally brushed away the soft tissue of his gums, and it exposed the part of the tooth, you can see the brown part, that's living and it's very soft. And that's very sensitive. So throw away your hard toothbrush, use a soft toothbrush, and please ask your dentist, because we have many solutions. In this man's case, because of the aesthetics, we just laminated over the teeth, so we actually covered up those areas. But there's other solutions besides this one, too. Thank you for your question. Now, as you can hear, I'm losing my voice. I took my dogs to the park today, and I tried to train them, and I think I overdid it a little bit. So I asked some of my favorite people to come join me on the show. And Bob, you can get ready for this. I'm going to introduce some of my favorite people, and they're going to help talk for me so I can get my voice back. Okay, joining me today is my favorite sister, Pia. Now, Pia, Bob has been asking me for years, when is Pia coming to the show? This is Pia's first time on the show. How you doing, Pia?
Good.
Now, Pia, what do you do for a living?
I'm a teacher, and I worked with handicapped children in a primary classroom, ages 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9.
You've been doing that for quite a long time, haven't you?
No, I haven't. This is my second year.
Oh, but you were working at the...
I was working at an institution with developmental disability
I hate to
adults as an occupational therapist.
Oh, so then now you're...
Now I'm a teacher, and I teach handicapped children.
Are they developmentally disabled also?
Yes, because right now is real crucial. They're 5, 6, and 7, 8 years old, and they're learning a lot of skills. And if they don't have the intervention of a special education teacher, they may become disabled, developmentally disabled. So that is why these children are being taught by a special ed teacher right now.
Is it a large classroom setting, or is it like one-on-one?
Very small. It's a 1-12-1 classroom, and it's one teacher, one aide, and 12 children.
Wow, not bad.
So it's very special.
And then how do people get into a program like this? Is it run by the state?
Usually it's in the Buffalo school systems. I work for Buffalo school systems. And usually they're referred to by a physician. The parent will take their child in and have a regular physical, and if the physician sees problems, then they're referred to a psychologist for an evaluation, and then with the results of the evaluation, they're referred to a special ed classroom, and they're referred to a meeting with a committee on special education, and then into a classroom.
And that's where you come in?
Yes, and then I'm the teacher assigned. If there's enough children, then I'm assigned. If there's 8 children, 9 children in a school district, in a school area, then a teacher is assigned to that building, and we'll have all the students.
Now, do these children eventually graduate from your program and go on to other programs?
They may, if they're able to catch up with the rest of the students in the regular classrooms, or they may not. They may always need special help.
And what age do they start, did you say?
Well, early intervention is key, and a lot of my students have come from other institutions, preschool programs. Then they're referred to the regular school district at age 5 for regular kindergarten, and they're unable to handle 20, 30 kids in a regular classroom, so then there's a special education classroom.
Well, I gotta say,
but they're in the regular school. They're integrated in the regular school system.
God bless you, Pia, because I think that takes a lot of patience and talent to do something like that. Okay, now also joining me, someone who accompanied Pia across the state to New York City, is her son Yob. Y-O-B. Hi, Yob.
Hi.
Now, I hate to say Yob, but how did you get a name like that?
Lydia's going to speak to my mother.
Okay. Sorry. Yob, how old are you now?
14, almost 15.
And where do you go to school?
St. Francis High School.
Oh, that's right. One of my brothers went there. Do you like that school?
Yes, I like it very much.
Yes. Now, I can hear the way you're holding your mouth like this. I think I saw a little silver shining in there. Do you have braces?
Yes, I do.
How long ago did you get the braces?
About 3 years.
3 years? And do they hurt? Did you cut yourself at all with them when you first got them? Were they annoying when you first got them?
It took a little while to get used to, but eventually get used to them.
Did you have to put the wax and everything in your teeth?
No, I lost the wax, actually.
And the most important thing of all, did they take out any teeth to give you the braces?
Well, since it was 3 years ago, I still had some of my baby teeth.
Oh, that's right. They did start pretty early on you. You went to a good dentist.
Geoffery, Dr. Dry.
That's a good dentist. So what we call interceptive orthodontics. They got him early enough that we didn't have to do the massive extractions we do when the children usually come in as a teenager. So again, parents, if your kids' teeth look like they're going to be in trouble, the earlier you get to the dentist or the orthodontist, the less trauma the child has to go through. Now, Yobi, what do you brush your teeth with?
A toothbrush.
Just a regular toothbrush?
That's correct.
Okay, have I got something for you? Okay, there's this great new toothbrush. It's called the Oral Gene toothbrush. And what's nice about it, and the reason I love it for braces is because when kids have braces, sometimes it's a little difficult to manipulate a regular toothbrush around the edges of the braces to make sure it's really clean. Now, if you can see this toothbrush, it's got bristles on the top, bristles on the bottom. It's at the 45-degree angle we want to clean. But also on the inside, there's another two set of bristles. And the way this works is you just bite down like this and press the button, and it brushes your teeth. Okay, it's an electric or automatic, I'm sorry, not electric, it's battery-operated toothbrush. And when you bite down, it brushes your tops and bottoms teeth at the same time. So especially with kids with braces, because they get frustrated, sometimes they don't bother brushing. This will give them more thorough brushing. And it's called the Oral Gene toothbrush. And if anybody wants any information for their kids or for themselves to make brushing a little bit more fun, just write or call my office after the show, and I can give you information on that. Okay, and Yobi, do you do any sports? Are you involved in any sports?
Yes, I do.
Which ones?
Cross country and swimming.
Oh, so you don't need a bite plate or a mouth guard?
No, unless you're like roughing around with your friends and playing football.
That's
outside
about
school.
it. Yeah, because I was going to talk about mouth guards, but since you don't play football, I guess I won't talk about it. Again, parents, if your kids do contact sports, please get them a mouth guard to protect their teeth, especially if they're going to go through braces. What a horrible thing to have the braces taken off and then go and play football and mess their teeth up all over again. So again, ask your dentist about having a mouth guard to protect your children during any contact sports. Now, the third guest with me, thank you, Yobi. The third guest with me is my sister's soon-to-be fiancé, Geoffery Hobika. Jeff just graduated from medical school, so looks like we're gonna have another doctor in our family here. How you doing tonight, Jeff?
Oh, pretty good, thanks.
Okay.
It's a beautiful day.
Now, Jeff, where did you go to school?
I went to medical school in Buffalo at the State University of New York at Buffalo.
Okay, now you're graduated. What happens next?
Well, I just graduated on Sunday, May 15th, and what usually happens then is you do your internship. And since I'm dating your younger sister Petra, who's a dentist who is a part of a practice in Buffalo, I'll be staying in Buffalo for my internship.
You're not coming to New York? You're not going to Cornell?
I interviewed here at Cornell in Columbia, but decided I'd stay in Buffalo.
I was hoping you'd come here. But what do you think you want to be when you grow up? When you're finished with the internship, what are you going to be? Have you decided yet?
Well, I'm going to do a residency in internal medicine, and what exactly I'll do from there, I'm not exactly sure yet. I may stay in internal medicine. It's a definitely fascinating area to do a residency in. And it could be a lot of fun to do a practice in it as well. But I won't really know, I guess, until I'm in it as a doctor. Some of the other things that I considered doing were being a professor, like in medical school, or doing research. And the other thing that I considered doing was pursuing additional graduate work in physics. Eventually, if I didn't really like the medicine thing altogether. But that's probably like the least likely of the.
You're going to tie physics and medicine together?
Well, I majored in physics as an undergrad, and I've always loved it. So I may.
So are you and my sister going to set up a practice together? Is that what you're going to do?
Sure, she'll cover the teeth and I'll cover the rest of the body.
That sounds great. So congratulations, Jeff.
Thanks a lot.
You know, your parents must be very proud of you. But isn't this the second or third doctor they have in your family now, too?
Well, there's a lot. There's
And your
7
dad's a
kids.
doctor?
And my dad's a physician. He works at Roswell Park Cancer Institute in Buffalo, which is New York State facility. And then my older brother Grant is a veterinarian, and my sister Stephanie is a pediatrician.
Well, you got it all covered now.
Yeah,
Put your dogs and your kids, and everybody's covered there.
That's right.
And who is missing from this thing is my sister, Poppy, or Priscilla Kazupski. Why is Priscilla not here? Pia, I'm going to ask you that question. Why is Poppy not here tonight?
She just received a letter in the mail saying that she passed her state boards, or her boards, to be a doctor, and she was celebrating a little too early. She couldn't wait till after the show.
so
I don't blame her. I would be celebrating too immediately.
So after all those years now, I think Poppy went to school for physical therapy, then 4 years of osteopath, and then 4 years of the intern in residency, and now she's finally
Board certified.
Board certified. That's even better. Yeah. So that means you can charge all the high prices. And Poppy is working in, do you know the name of the hospital? She's out in New Jersey?
Is it St. Joseph's
St. Joseph Hospital, and she runs the rehab part of the hospital.
Yes.
Because she's pretty much in rehabilitative medicine. So if anybody has any interest in that, I was going to talk about that tonight, but Poppy's a little too champagned out to do this. You can write or call my office afterwards, and I can send you some information about that. Okay, I think we should get back to the phone calls. Let's see if we got somebody's on the phone. Hi, you have a question?
Doro, at what point do you think a tooth should be pulled? And what about wisdom teeth? When should they be pulled?
Okay, thank you for your question. We loathe to pull teeth out because you never know when you're going to need those teeth again. So what he's talking about, wisdom teeth usually come up about the age of 18 to 21. And they're the last teeth that come into your mouth. And that's why most of the kids who get them, they're in college and they're stressed out anyway, and here all of a sudden they got this pain coming into their mouths. And when we decide to pull them out, if I can find my wonderful illustration, I think I'm a little lost here. Let's see. Okay, I'm not doing. We decide to pull them out when they cause pathology. That's the only reason we would take it out. And here's the idea. Here's your first molar you get when you're 6. Here's the second molar you get when you're 12. And this is your third molar or wisdom tooth. Now this is definitely pathology. Why? Because you see the tooth is not coming up straight. It's coming sideways. So all those wonderful straight teeth that you have, especially you had braces, this is going to mess up the work. It's going to make all the other teeth in your mouth a little bit more crooked. But also sometimes you get an infection back here called a pericornitis, which again is very painful, and the gum tends to swell up and you get food caught back there. So when that pathology occurs, that's when we take the teeth out. But more than likely, if by the age of 26 we take an x-ray, the front teeth are not moving, even though it looks like this, we'll just let sleeping dogs lie until you feel some pathology occurring. So again, if the doctor says take your wisdom teeth out and you're not feeling any pain or anything wrong with it, you don't see your teeth moving, get a second opinion before he takes those teeth out, because we tend to like to keep teeth as long as possible. Thank you for your question. Another question? Hi, you have a question?
Yes, I've noticed that when I brush my teeth, my gums tend to bleed a lot. And I went to the dentist about 2 weeks ago to get them cleaned, and all that was coming out of my mouth was blood.
Yuck.
Yeah. And,
don't you floss?
No, I don't.
Oh, that's the answer right there. There's 2 answers for you. Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Your home care has to be improved. Okay, and there's 3 ways you can do it. Of course, the most obvious thing is to clean your teeth thoroughly. And no matter how much you brush, the teeth are still going to get dirty in between. There's still going to be junk stuck in between your teeth. So that's where the dental floss comes in. The point of the dental floss is to wipe your teeth clean in between. Because if you notice, that's basically where the gums are bleeding. That's where the food's getting stuck. The bacteria in your mouth is eating on that food, giving off a toxin which causes the bleeding and the pain. Okay, so if you brush and floss thoroughly, that's one solution. The second solution is to use a rinse. Now, when we have patients who do have this problem of bleeding gums, even though they floss, sometimes they have a bacteria in their mouth, which is called a lytic bacteria, which means it causes bleeding. So to eliminate that bacteria, we have a lot of mouth rinses. This one in particular is wonderful. It's made especially for the gums, but it's by prescription, so ask your dentist about this. It's called Periomed, and what's nice about it, it clings to the gums, so antibacterial action works all night long, and the active ingredient, believe it or not, is good old-fashioned fluoride. So if the bleeding gums don't stop, even though you're flossing and brushing properly, ask your dentist if you can get a prescription for the Periomed, and then you can use that instead of a mouthwash. In fact, you shouldn't be using mouthwashes. Okay, and the third thing is make sure, start chewing gum, because again, not only does the gum cause a flow of saliva, which neutralizes any problems in your mouth, but it literally pulls the food off the teeth if you can't get to your toothbrush. Thank you for your question. Now there's another thing you can use, I'm sorry, there's one more thing you could use, is you can use a baking soda peroxide, or a lot of patients say, yuck, baking soda peroxide. Well, this company, Cheeseboro Ponds, the same people that make good old great Vaseline, they came up with Metadent. And what it is the baking soda peroxide toothpaste that tastes good and it's convenient because it's in a pump, but it also has the fluoride. And of course, again, fluoride fights gum disease and cavities that we found out now. So if you want to really stop the bleeding, do those three things, the flossing, the right toothbrush, and maybe the rinse, and you'll see the bleeding will stop. Okay, now just a few more hints. I wanted to say this when Yobi was talking about his braces. A lot of times when kids get braces, they get sores in their lips. And you've heard me talk about this product before, Zolactin. This is to help cold sores and canker sores. It's an oral bandage. Well, they also market something called Zilla Brace. And this is specific for kids like Yobi when they had the braces and they cut their lips or their cheek with the new braces. So this is like a bandage, and it protects the sore and allows it to heal so the child can get proper nutrition and not be such a pain to have braces anymore. Okay, so again, these are available at your drugstore. They might not be on the counter, so ask the pharmacist. It's not a prescription medicine. And if anybody wants information, I can send that information to you after the show if you write or call my office. Okay? And then the last thing is, if you have, oh dear, I lost my prop here. Oh yeah. I'm going to show you quickly what's good for you. Cheddar cheese. Anything with cheddar cheese in it, whether it be cheddar cheese popcorn, cheese balls, or just plain cheddar cheese. They found out that if you finish off your meal with some cheddar cheese or you snack with cheddar cheese, there's something in the cheddar cheese that fights cavities, it helps control the plaque, and fights bacteria. So if you've got a snack, pick up something with cheddar cheese. And late at night, after you brush your teeth, if you want to have a snack and you don't want to run and brush your teeth, if you eat the cheddar cheese, not only does it help your mouth, but it also has tryptophan in it, which makes you fall asleep. It's a natural sleeping aid. So again, choose the right foods when you eat, and you'll see that your mouth and your breath and your dental visit will be a lot easier. Okay, this has been Stimulus Plus. We're getting to the end of the show. And you want to say something, Jeff?
Let's do another phone call.
Oh, you want to do one more quickie phone call? Okay. I have a quick question.
Yes, what toothpaste is natural?
What toothpaste is natural? Thank you. Of course, baking soda is the most natural toothpaste. That's why you see in all the toothpaste on the market, they all say baking soda on it now. Baking soda, baking soda. All these toothpastes have baking soda in it. Okay, so baking soda is the most natural toothpaste, but you've got to tolerate the taste. If you can't, then pick up a toothpaste that does say baking soda on it. And there's also something called Tom's of Maine. They call themselves natural toothpaste. Oh, it's the end of the show. Goodbye, Pia. Goodbye, Yobi. Goodbye, Jeff. Okay, let's do a quick shot of all of us, and we all say goodbye. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for having us on.
Love you, Mom. Love you, Dad.